This is Menkari Australia. Breaking news.
This is Menkari News Australia. We're following breaking political news tonight. Australia has withdrawn its bid to co-host next year's United Nations Climate Summit with Pacific Island nations. The decision ends months of diplomatic efforts and hands hosting rights to Turkey instead. Prime Minister Anthony Albanese announced the reversal Thursday, defending it as an outstanding outcome, despite weeks of insisting Australia would fight to bring COP31 to Adelaide. Here's what we know. Turkey will now host COP31 and hold the conference presidency, but Australia hasn't walked away empty-handed. According to Prime Minister Albanese, Australia will lead negotiations in the lead up to the summit. There will also be a pre-COP meeting held in the Pacific region. Climate Minister Chris Bowen negotiated the compromise arrangement. Albanese credited him with securing Australia's role in the process. South Australia had already won domestic rights to host the event in Adelaide. Premier Peter Malinauskas confirmed his state spent 2 years pursuing the opportunity. He told reporters Thursday he understands the Prime Minister's position, describing the international process as frankly obscene. To put this in perspective, Australia had been pushing to co-host with South Pacific nations for months. The region faces existential threats from rising sea levels and climate-fueled disasters. Island nations like Tuvalu and Kiribati are literally disappearing. Their leaders have pleaded for urgent global action. Australia's bid was meant to elevate Pacific voices on the world stage, but the COP hosting process requires unanimous support from UN member states. Behind-the-scenes negotiations clearly hit roadblocks. Papua New Guinea's Foreign Minister Justin Tkatchenko told AFP his country is not happy and disappointed with how this ended. He went further, calling the entire COP summit process just a talk fest that doesn't hold major polluters accountable. Tkatchenko asked bluntly, what has COP achieved over the years? Nothing. His frustration reflects broader Pacific anger over climate inaction from developed nations. The political fallout is already building. The Greens are hammering the government over what they call an embarrassing outcome. Greens leader Larissa Waters said in a statement, it was clear from the start that the government didn't really want to host a climate summit. She accused the Prime Minister of protecting coal and gas corporations. Environment spokesperson Sarah Hanson-Young called it a huge missed opportunity and a climate failure for the Albanese government. But Albanese is framing this differently. He argues Australia will now be in the strongest possible position to push Pacific issues during negotiations. He says world leaders will be invited to the pre-COP Pacific meeting to address ocean health and island state survival. Looking ahead, Australia's role in COP negotiations will be closely watched. The pre-COP Pacific meeting hasn't been scheduled yet, but it will test whether Australia can deliver on climate leadership without hosting the main event. Questions remain about how Pacific Island nations will respond and whether this compromise actually strengthens their voice or silences it. We'll keep monitoring this story and bring you verified updates as negotiations continue. I'm Michelle Bada from Menkari News Australia.
You've been listening to Flashwire, powered by RedMenkari.com, where facts still matter and stories still mean something. If you believe in independent journalism with impact, hit subscribe and share this episode. Your support keeps truth alive.
Breaking. Verified. Australian. When the story breaks, we don't wait. We verify, explain, and bring you the facts straight from the source.
Now, Optus has clearly failed here. Optus have failed to put safety first.
Company Optus and its parent company Singtel offer commercial
discussions based as friends and trusting. And part of our discussions, informally as well as formally, has been
together. To be honest, so many countries that you wouldn't have even thought of it. They came together. The world has come together.
Now, we do need to draw a line in the sand when it comes to the protests that we continue to see in this country.
The Flashwire is your rapid response breaking news podcast, a stripped down, adrenaline-paced bulletin that drops minutes after major stories break. It's designed for listeners who want accuracy and speed, not noise. Think of it as the audio equivalent of a newsroom's red alert light turning on. Each episode runs under 5 minutes, short enough to drop between scrolls, but packed with verified updates, eyewitness info, expert sound bites, and a forward look at what happens next. No spin, no filler, just what you need to know and what comes next.